I'm recording there.
All right, you're recording there.
And I'm recording our audio here too.
Awesome. Oh,
I think.
oh wow. Okay,
Hurt?
it hurts a little bit. It tastes good. It's very caramely.
Knew it. Check.
So this is
There
in
it
your
is.
opinion, but IRL edition.
Yeah. In our opinion, IRL edition.
Is that what I said, or did I say in my opinion? It's in our opinion, but it's about our IRL experiences.
How? What?
We're only one sip in. This can't be happening already. First of all, we're drinking seltzer water with salted caramel whiskey.
Old Smoky Tennessee handcrafted whiskey.
And it is very good. And we bought it at Sam's Club.
And it's very good.
It's very good. It's very, you get the salt, the caramel, you have all the taste.
Very scary good. Not sponsored, but.
No, but just so you know.
I'm drinking Screwball. And.
Oh, that's right. Well, you did a shot of
I did a shot of the Old Smoky.
So, and to preface that, we are not whiskey drinkers.
Nope. Thanks, John.
We are beer drinkers. And the sparkling seltzers, I like the High Noons. We were drinking Trulies and White Claws when we lived in Arizona. We felt it was a pool drink.
We had a pool.
We did it. We had a pool.
Make sure that we point that out.
Well, we'll get there. And then one day we saw a TikTok about Screwball peanut butter whiskey, and we bought that.
And Dr. Pepper tasted like
Tootsie Roll,
peanut butter and jelly,
butter and jelly sandwich. But
and it did.
I don't drink soda, and I don't like Dr. Pepper, so we mixed it with like a raspberry water, and it tasted really good. And then we found something called Scatterbrain that was raspberry jelly and peanut butter whiskey, which is really good. But we no longer live in Arizona. We moved to Illinois, and we can't find We're back to Illinois.
Home.
Well, not home, but closer to
close
home.
enough. Close enough that if people want to see us and we can go see them, we can, but not close enough to where they just show up at our front door.
I mean, they could, but it's like a 2-hour drive, so no one's just gonna drive 2 hours to see us.
But I have a FOID card, and I will use my gun if you show up at my front door.
No, we can't say that.
I just did.
But he doesn't mean it.
Anywho, we thought we would just press record and discuss what
got us back here?
What we've been doing, yeah. I don't know how we're going to talk about it, but there's two of us here, and we both kind of have our own stories to tell, so.
I guess we could start with, we moved to Arizona in 2012 after Chuck had back surgery.
See, we're already missing a nice chunk of story there.
What?
My back surgery. People are going to want to know what happened to Chuck's back.
He had a spinal fusion.
Yeah. I got some dead dude's bones in my back.
He did?
With some little bit of metal hardware. Adamantium.
Yeah, but he does not set off any metal detectors.
I'm like 2/3 Wolverine.
He doesn't set off metal detectors.
I don't, unfortunately.
They don't see it really if we go through the airport.
I thought it would be cool to like set off the shit at the airport, and they'd be like, "What's that?"
We thought he'd have to have a card.
I have adamantium inside of me.
None of that happened.
None of that happened. I didn't even get a handicap sticker.
No.
I couldn't walk.
He couldn't walk for a long time. 4 years?
Yep.
And then after surgery, it was rather quick that he was back up on his feet. So we're thankful for Dr. Salehi. Shout out to him if he's ever comes past.
Salehi.
He was a fantastic neurosurgeon.
He was the Chicago Rush Arena football team's
neurosurgeon.
Team neurosurgeon.
He was fantastic. Excellent bedside manner. Lovely man.
Great hands.
Yeah.
Think whoever you want to think.
Thank the universe for good karma on that.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was a work injury. Hence it took 4 years to get what I needed to get done.
We won't go into details on that.
Not yet. But it was a rough period. Very,
Yeah.
very, very rough period.
Long time.
Um, so many fucking obstacles. You got to tell the one funny story about the discogram.
Is that the one where they stuck
The
you in
last thing
Yeah.
that the insurance company wanted me to do was something called a discogram. Essentially, they take this really long needle, stick it into your back, into your disc, and they inject it with contrast. But at the same time, they stick this needle in the bad disc, then they stick this another needle in a good disc and fill it with contrast. Send you to the hospital to get an X-ray so they can compare contrast levels. Obviously, when I was told about this discogram, I of course Googled it because I'm like, okay, what is this now? Because I did the cortisone shot, I had the microdiscectomy.
A year and a half of therapy.
I mean, I did it all, and now this new word shows up. So of course I Google it, and one of the first reviews I see was from a woman who stated, and I quote, "That hurt worse than giving birth." And I told my lawyer, absolutely not. One, I don't know what that feels like. And two, I don't want to know what that feels like. Unfortunately, because it was a work injury, I had to do it. And long story short, the lady was right. I still don't know what pregnant or giving birth feels like. But I do know that I ripped the headboard off the chair that I was sitting on. They had to sedate me 3 times. And I cussed out every nurse that was in that room with me, to the point where I felt so bad afterwards.
So, and to explain for anyone that doesn't know, when they put the needle in the bad disc, you don't feel anything. But when they put the needle in the good disc, that's when you experience all the pain. Right?
I believe so.
So when they put it in the good disc, I could hear him. I was outside the room they were doing. I could hear him screaming. I could hear him screaming.
And then, yeah, needless to say, went to the hospital. They took the X-ray, and pretty much the X-ray was all contrast because at that point I had no disc. I was bone on bone. To which they had to approve the surgery, which I was finally able to have in October of 2010. So, of course, with that, living in Illinois, you know the humidity levels are super high. Being 4 years with a broken back, essentially, and about a year and a half of being bone on bone, couldn't walk, couldn't take a piss, couldn't do anything, um, and heavily medicated. By the way, I was on a lot of serious pain pills. Whole nother story. I did my therapy, kind of got through it, and then just living in this humidity wasn't the greatest. Like I was still having a lot of, like, I guess you can call it arthritis pains. Still was not comfortable at all. Very, very hard to function. But because it was a work injury, there was a settlement, which prompted us to move to Arizona for the second time.
For the second time. So also to explain that, my sister and brother-in-law moved there in 2003, and they're still there. So they've been there 20 years. And then they had 2 kids. So we have 2 nephews, and they were 3 and 6 at the time, we'll say.
Yeah.
So we were able to move to Arizona, and that was after the housing crash. So it was 2012, the end of 2012. We were able to find a house. We bought a house, which
Bought our first house.
was fantastic. Wonderful little house. Beautiful little house.
I believe it was one of the model homes that they build before they build the actual community, so you can kind of see what you could get, because we had the 12-inch floor tiles, the granite countertops.
Everything was upgraded. The
Everything.
cabinets were upgraded. The countertops,
yeah.
the floor, everything was upgraded.
We had a yard, but it was just dirt. Nice big yard, but no nothing, just dirt. And as anybody that from Arizona knows about the monsoon seasons, having a dirt yard during monsoon seasons,
With a dog.
not goog, not goog at all.
Our dog had a bath like 10 times in the first week we were there.
Yeah, we made it work for a few, and then we actually had rock installed in the back. But monsoon season, still flooded, a lot of water, but it was fun.
Yeah,
great house.
Great house. We
Good
lived there
time.
for 6 years.
Bought it dirt cheap because of the housing crash, and
it was bank owned. And
lived there for 4 years.
6
years.
6 years.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Lived there for 6 years.
Then we both got really good jobs. Made
really good jobs. Yeah.
It's life-changing amount more money.
Yeah.
And we were able to sell that house and buy another house, a bigger house with a pool.
Yeah, it actually doubled almost in price of what we paid for it, right? Mm-hmm. We were able to sell that, turn that around, buy a much bigger house with a pool, much bigger house.
Yeah. We went from 1,200 square feet to 2,100 square feet.
Had a pool table in our dining room.
Yeah, our dining room was our pool room.
You can call it the dining room. Huge backyard. We put up a little fence area so the dogs had their side of the yard and we had the pool side.
And then we put in artificial turf for the boys,
which they loved.
We had a doggy door.
Apart from the summer months, because summers in Arizona, man, they will fuck you up. Go put your oven on 350 degrees.
And then put your foot on it.
Put your foot on it. Put your head by it. Don't put your head in the oven. I'm not saying that, just that's what it felt like. And the running joke is that's a dry heat.
Which it is.
But it is.
But it's still fucking hot and it's still unbearable.
Yeah. So Midwesterners know humidity. You feel the humidity. You feel that stickiness, the clamminess.
Mm-hmm.
Clammy,
yeah, clammy.
You can feel it. Like, it's humid. But out there, it's like, here's the sun and it's melting your ass. Period. You don't feel shit but burn. Okay?
And I hate heat.
Hence the pool. But even with the pool,
it's not enjoyable.
You get a couple months of 110 degree plus weather, you're better off taking a warm bath. Probably cool off quicker than
getting in the pool. Plus, that house had no shade in the backyard, so the pool was in the sun all day. So we had 3 giant umbrellas around the pool just to find shaded areas.
Yeah.
We had a really nice covered patio, though. That was very enjoyable in the winter.
Yep. Yeah. We had a great time.
10 years. 10 years we lived there.
10 years. But opportunity came a knocking on the door. And again, we went from our really good jobs to even better jobs. Making substantial amount of money.
For us, right?
For us. Yeah. I'm not saying we're millionaires or nothing like that. Like, we can't buy a Lamborghini. We could, but we don't want to.
We're not going to do that.
But, questions kind of came up. I wasn't happy where I was. She wasn't happy where she was. And we kind of looking at the housing market, and
so now we're at the end where, in 2020 and 2021 and early 2022, the houses are astronomical. We're at the end of this, and we can still see we were going to make a decent amount of money, a really good amount of money. So we thought, well, let's just see what we can do. I don't know what that would be.
Okay, well, hang on a second. I'm gonna go grab something out the front door.
Can we pause?
Front porch. I can stop. I can't pause. This. Trying to edit this out. Okay. Keep talking to him.
I don't want to keep talking if you're not recording. Get out of your ass.
Talk.
I don't want to. I want to know what's in that box. Both of the boys. Rosie. Rudy Booty. Rosie. Come here. Come here. You don't need to go upstairs. Come here, buddy. Sound bar. It's the sound bar. It's the sound bar. It's the sound bar, right?
Hello, I'm back.
I didn't talk.
Sissy. All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right. Wait. Hello?
You paused it.
All right. Yeah, okay. We're back.
Okay, so I was saying at the end of like the housing boom, the price boom, it was August in 2020. So we decided, who the hell's gonna stop us from selling our house and just leaving at this point, right? Who's gonna tell us no? Now, my parents did move to Arizona too, so my entire family lives in Arizona, and I don't have anyone left in Illinois. So Illinois wasn't our first choice. We started talking. We were gonna put the house on the market. We were gonna.
We're actually thinking about Denver.
Yeah. So it was if we ever moved again, we weren't staying in Arizona. So we really did look all over the country.
Yeah.
Everywhere. East
Everywhere.
Coast, Midwest, West Coast, up the up Pacific Northwest, Florida. There were some states that were totally checked off our list that we would not ever move to. At least for me, we wouldn't go to certain states. I don't want to live there. And then we were looking for a house that we could buy with cash.
Free and clear.
Free and clear, as our realtor likes to say. So we were looking in Illinois, and we found.
For shits and giggles, we searched Illinois. The whole state of Illinois.
So, and our thing was, if we were coming back to Illinois, we were either going to live in the city on Michigan Avenue in a condo overlooking Lake Michigan, right? That's where I want to go. Or we were going to live as far away from the city as we could, because we don't really want to go back to the city that we're from, because why do we want to go there?
Right.
We've already lived there. This is our new
We're trying
adventure.
to experience
We're,
new things.
we're doing something different, right? So we found some small towns that still have the convenience of everyday life: Target, Sam's Club, what have you, right? Liquor stores, gas stations. You don't have to drive super far. Like Walmart's 10 minutes from our house. We have Menards 10 minutes from the house. And Sam's Club is 20 minutes or so. So
give or take, yeah.
It's like we were looking in one part of Illinois that was close to Iowa, and we found a really nice house.
Gorgeous.
But it was a little bit out of our price range and wasn't going to leave us a whole lot of money to live off of. Right. So, and it got a bid before we even listed our house. So that was August. And then we decided to call our Arizona realtors, Eric and Lisa, ELO team. So if you're ever looking for a house in Arizona,
shout out ELO team.
ELO team. Eric and Lisa are fantastic.
Tell them Chuck and Shannon sent you.
They
know us.
Eric is also from Illinois, so
yep.
He understood. So they helped us sell our house. They're the ones that helped us sell our first house and buy our second house. They helped us to sell our second house so that we could, live our dream here. And we decided in the middle of August we were going to put the house on the market, September 1st, and we did all the things we needed to do. We put the house on the market, and the market had really just started to slow, so we started to get nervous, and we had to drop the price of the house. And so now we're cutting into our living money and all this stuff, right? So we found some houses in Illinois. Chuck's sister, my sister-in-law, her fiance is a realtor here, so he said he would help us, and he drove down to the town we were looking at, and they looked at some houses for us. And the houses that we really, 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 really wanted started to go super fast.
Quick.
They had sunrooms and stuff, so it was just kind of like they were ideal. Not a lot of work to be done, maybe fences and some paint, stuff like that. But the house that we ended up buying, we stalked it for a good
Months.
30 days. And when Nikki and Damien came to look at houses for us, this was the second house they looked at. The third house was the one that we were really interested in.
Bouncing between these two.
And so they looked at this one first, and then they went to the third one. And when they got to the third one, that one already had an offer. So we just said,
Put an offer on the goddamn
put an offer
house.
on that house, and we ended up getting it. And the sellers were super nice. And now we live in small town USA, not smallest town USA, but it's only 30,000 people in this town.
It's small enough to where,
you get that small town feel. I mean,
Yeah.
when you go to downtown. So we went to the DMV and we went to the city courthouse all in an hour and a half to get new driver's licenses, license plates, and then we talked about some stuff at City Hall. So we were in the DMV for a half hour max.
It was wonderful.
It was wonderful. And they were super nice.
And where we're at, we're so small that they don't do emissions tests.
Which we were surprised.
Blew our fucking minds.
Very surprised.
Blew our fucking minds. But yeah, I mean, we're here now. We're
semi-retired. I just finished working on the 20th of January, so less than 2 weeks. Oh my god. And
fucking dickhead dog. Go lay down.
We get to kind of live our dream. I feel like I'm still on vacation. I've never, for the last 30 years, I've had a job. This is very odd to me.
Mm-hmm.
So still worried about stupid stuff,
but that's what she does.
That's what I do.
I don't.
He
I try to talk her off the ledge every single day. The money we got from the house we sold in Arizona to buy this house, we literally paid cash, and we're mortgage free. We don't owe a dime on this house. This is our house.
Taxes.
If I want to knock this wall out behind me, I can do it.
We won't.
I could have done it before.
We won't because we're in the basement, but that wouldn't be a good thing.
But we paid this house off. We don't have a car payment. We're debt free. Very happy.
Yep.
We have everything that we wanted. We're slowly getting things where we want it with this house. We have a couple half done projects. That's my fault. But we're slowly but surely getting there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, last week was my vacation week I needed to just not do anything, right? Because even when I would take vacation from my job, I would still be like, oh, I gotta worry about all this stuff. And I don't have to worry about that anymore, which is such a relief. It's such a relief.
She's such a worry Nelly that she's looking past the fun stuff and already jumping to.
I already applied for a part-time job.
She applied for a fucking job.
Part-time.
Last week.
It's just part-time. No, it was 2 weeks ago.
She still had a job 2 weeks ago.
It was at the Park District in
Either
this
way.
city that we live in. And I've always wanted to work for the Park District because I want to be Leslie Knope. So they haven't called. I'm sure I'm not getting the job, which is fine.
Shout out Amy Poehler if you're listening. You're not. I'm sorry.
It's all right. She might be. She might come across it. You never know. You never know what she does in her spare time.
You never know.
But yeah. So.
That's
I mean, our 10 years in Arizona were great. We got to experience a lot of things.
Oh, I can't complain about a single minute in Arizona.
Well, I mean, there are things.
I mean, I met a lot of good people.
Yes.
A lot of really good people. People I never thought I would ever meet. right?
Right. And we made some really good friends. Patrick and Carissa of
Patrick
Tomorrow
and
Comes
Carissa.
Movies.
Tomorrow Comes
Check
Movies.
out their YouTube
They're
page.
awesome, awesome fucking people. Love them to death.
If you like nerdy stuff, they talk about a lot of nerdy stuff. Maybe we'll put their link in the.
Yeah, they're Funko collectors. You can't see, but over there I have a whole wall, and then over this wall is like 6 more totes of Funkos we haven't put out yet. But they have like 10 times that.
And we had a very small collection, and then we met them, and now we have
so we blame.
too much.
We're basically
It's
blaming
their
them.
fault.
100%.
It's their fault.
100%.
Not really, but
100%. But I grew up watching wrestling, huge WWE, just wrestling in the whole. I watched WWF, watched WCW, WWE, AEW now, NXT, like OVW, the whole 9. Even backyard shit, like just wrestling was cool to me. And the place that I worked at was a very substantial, like high money
luxury
condos, and actually had a WWE executive move in, that I got to meet and befriend, and he hooked me up. That's all I'm gonna say. I got to go to several wrestling events, front row. Got autographs from Lita, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't know how many people I know that has a Stone Cold Steve Austin autograph, but I do.
On a t-shirt, nonetheless.
On a t-shirt from WrestleMania weekend last year with the Texas, I'll show it later.
Eventually.
But, just even like shooting the shit with this guy about wrestling. Never thought that I would be talking to this guy, and out of nowhere, he just picks up his phone and FaceTimes Ric Flair sitting next to me at a bar. Like, it's real. This can't be happening. But it did. It was awesome. I miss him. But, it's just another life experience that we were able to do. Yep. We were able to go to Vegas a couple times for wrestling events and local, events, front row again, like I said. Super cool. And as a wrestling nerd, and I'm sure as any of you wrestling nerds out there that are listening, to have a friend like that is pretty cool. Yeah. And we'll do the 6 steps to Kevin Bacon,
6 degrees of separation.
6 degrees of separation. Because of that, I got to go to Vegas for Money in the Bank pay-per-view last year, and happened to sit next to super cool dude. His name is Mega Ran. Hip hop artist, rapper, teacher, hero, as his biography says. Guinness Book World Record for video game raps. Dude shit's everywhere. Come to find out, I was sitting next to this guy all night. Was able to meet him, like actually talk to him, introduce myself. I told him I stream on Twitch. He streams on Twitch. They have a wrestling podcast that they do, so we all kind of hooked up that night. Now I'm friends with him now. We're actually working on music with him. He is currently doing a children's album that he has a Kickstarter for, so check out twitch.tv/Megaran.
MEGARAN.
Yep, and there's a link there for his Kickstarter. He's looking for support to get that thing up and running. I think there's only like 4 or 5 days left on that, so you get a chance to do it. I should pick it up. Yeah. But because of stuff like that in Arizona, we were able to kind of make these connections. Even out here in Illinois, I can still stream on Twitch, have this connection with Mega Ran, still talk to this WWE executive, super cool. Something I never thought that would ever happen, being this small kid from the Midwest. Right. So, very, very cool. But right now it's currently like 12 degrees outside. It's just one of the times I'd be like, I miss Arizona a little bit.
And we've been here since Halloween.
Yeah, we actually moved in on Halloween.
And somebody rang our doorbell that night for candy.
Felt awful. I literally opened up the door. I was like, we just moved in, guys. Like, we don't even have a table.
They literally took the sign off of the house that day. We signed the papers that day. We moved in that day. So we didn't have nothing. We didn't even know where anything was. But luckily, we know now, like, there's a grocery store half a mile from here that we can walk to. And
really a couple. There's like 2 of them.
Yeah. I like Schnucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, Arizona was wonderful, but sometimes the corporate world is not where everyone wants to be. And I can say that it's really not for me.
The Ric Flair saying is to beat a man, you got to beat the man. I don't want to do anything with the man.
We're done with the man.
We're done with the man. It's time for us to do
us.
What we want to do.
And now I feel like I get to be me because I'm not on a management team for a nationwide corporation that's, well known, and I don't have to worry about carrying the weight of the company with me. Like, if I want to dye my hair pink, which I'm going to, I could do that and not worry. Not that they had any issues with that, but it was frowned upon. And I mean, I was different than everybody else anyway. I have tattoos and nobody else really did.
And same, the company I worked for, like I said, they were luxury and all this other shit, but people that lived there weren't that snooty. I have more money than you. Bow down to me.
Well, some of them were.
There was a handful of them that were unfortunately on the board of directors. They didn't understand. I don't even want to say my lifestyle. I don't have a lifestyle.
Well, the things that we like, they didn't understand the collecting of the pops
Right.
and the going to the Comic-Cons
Right.
and the wrestling and all of that. So they didn't understand that we have interests that involve that stuff.
Right. They didn't care for my tattoos without even like an explanation. They just saw it, said cover them up. But these tell a story. That's why I got them. And for you just to tell me to cover them up is kind of like okay, I have like 80-90% of this building that loves my tattoos because they asked me and I told them the story of my tattoos. But because you're head of this, that you're gonna anyway. That was the starting point though. Like, It's like, this is me. What you see is what you get. And if you don't like it, suck it. That's my motto. It's always been my motto. I'll give you the shirt off my back, but don't be a dick. Right?
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
It's really not hard to just not be a complete fucking asshole to somebody's face.
Right.
It's really not that hard.
It's really not. I've never done it.
Or to be petty and I mean, there's times we've been assholes, but not the way people have been.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that I'm always the nicest person because I'm not, but I would never belittle someone.
You have to seriously disrespect us, piss us off, or do something that's just like complete asinine to
make us mad,
get that cold shoulder from us. That's just speaking the truth. Like, you don't like us, tell us you don't like us, and see you later.
We don't care.
And there's no talking. There's no trying to figure out why don't you like us. It's
I may try later, but not with
done.
you.
I mean, I've befriended so many people. I've cut them off completely. And that includes my family.
And I can hold a grudge like a motherfucker.
It doesn't take a lot for me to be nice to you. So don't,
take advantage of that.
Take advantage of it, and don't use all of your time to be a dick.
And kindness is not a weakness.
No. Because I can tell you, we could be bestest friends in the whole wide world. Ride or die, whatever you want to say, call it. But the second you do something that's not okay, I got no problems cutting ties. Like, you're dead to me.
Yeah.
And I'm okay, because I'm doing my thing. I'm living my life. You're not part of it.
He's living La Vida Loca.
Too fucking bad. That's your loss, not mine. And that might sound egotistical or whatever you want to call it, but you know what?
We're too old to play games.
I wouldn't even say we're too old, but we're kind of, at that point where it's like we've given so much to a lot of people. A lot of fucking people. Where I don't fucking care anymore. I'll sit there, have a beer with you, and talk shit all night long. All night long. But just like that, I can easily be like, go fuck yourself, I'm done with you.
Once you cross the line.
And it's a very thick line, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because we'll give you lots of opportunities.
It doesn't take much,
Yes, we are fools.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Whatever. It always goes back to we're semi-retired now.
We're too young
and
to
if
be
people want to
retired.
hate on that, they can go fuck themselves. Nobody can understand the reasoning why we did what we did.
We did it for peace.
We don't have to tell you why we did it.
Inner peace.
For one, we don't have to tell you why we're doing this.
Especially as my boss, not my boss, but especially as a boss, like I don't necessarily have to tell you why I'm leaving the job. I don't have to tell you that.
No.
But I did it out of the kindness of my heart.
And that seems to be the norm.
Again, not speaking for myself.
Right. Yeah, I gave my company a month and a half notice, and I got shit on for a month and a half before I finally said, you know what? This is happening either way. I'm leaving. We're buying a house. We're getting the fuck out of Arizona, so fuck you very much.
My journey was not so dramatic.
No.
I worked for 5 months after I told them I was leaving.
Yeah. That's the difference, though. Between the snobby rich people and corporate people.
Well, the director is a snobby rich corporate person.
Yeah, but there's no real interaction. But anyway.
Well, he's from Chicago, so as the haters at work said, we had that Chicago.
Yeah.
He was just afraid of me.
There is such a thing as a Chicago connection, though. It seems to be. I just remember a couple job interviews that I did that the person hiring me was from Illinois. They were like, yeah, the Midwesterners, they have a hard work ethic, so you're in. So there is.
There is. I got a couple of jobs because of that, too.
Yeah.
But not the company I just left. The company I just left, I earned that.
Yeah. But that's kind of, kind of got off the rails there for a minute, but.
Got deep and dark. Well, one of the things
you wanted to record this.
One of the things living in Arizona to brighten the mood was that pizza. They don't have good pizza.
No, they don't.
And we started to find frozen home run in pizza and frozen Geno's pizza. So we would buy them here and there. When we moved here, I think we had pizza 10 days in a row. So now we just can't even eat pizza.
Now I don't care for home run in pizza.
I mean, we do. We bought some.
We do. We had one a couple of days ago.
Sunday. Today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
But no, I've had. And now, I know she said that her family's in Arizona. My family is in Illinois. So I was able to see a good family.
He's family.
Say friend.
He's family.
He is family. Helped me do some stuff around the house, and my cousin, of course, been out here. So it was good to see him again. But yeah, I have no complaints.
Not yet.
I mean, like I said, for the first 3 months, we didn't have a fence in the yard, so we were up at 2:00 in the morning, 4:00 in the morning, taking the dogs out.
That
Which
was
sucked.
brutal. Plus, we had a doggy door, so they didn't know how to tell us they had to go out.
Yeah.
So it's been a learning experience. And
Yeah.
Parker, we got when he was 8 weeks old, so he's only known how to go out in the backyard. So trying to get him to walk on a leash.
Whenever he wanted. Yeah.
So it's been, they're so much better. They finished the fence the first week of January.
Yeah.
And the dogs have not been happier. So
yeah, and they're getting better with letting us know.
Except for some reason they like to eat the snow, so now they just stand outside and look for snow and eat the little
Like
I
today,
always-
it's 12 degrees outside, and our littlest one is out there eating snow,
He looks up and the snow's all hanging
and
off his beard.
it's fucking freezing cold outside. Ridiculous. But we do have some shit lined up. Our next project is some door replacements, which will include a doggy door.
On the screen door, though. So we'll have to open the
Yeah.
interior door so they can only use it while we're awake.
Yeah.
'Cause
But-
we don't want them going outside in the middle of January at night.
Right. And it's gotten a lot better since the fence has been up, so they sleep through the night. As far as we know, they don't piss or shit anywhere in the house. They did at first, but they've kind of stopped doing that.
The little one is very guilty of that.
Yeah. So hopefully with the doggy door, it'll just be we wake up in the morning, open up the door, and they're free to do whatever the hell they want, and we're free to do whatever the hell we want. So
Except for the little one struggles with the basement stairs, so he can't go down them. So if he goes up, somebody has to go get him.
yeah, he can go up, no problem, especially around dinner time. He's flying up those stairs. But like the second or third day we moved here, he was going down the stairs, and second or third day he fell down the stairs, and he no longer attempts to come down the stairs.
And in their defense, neither one of them had ever seen stairs prior to.
Parker nails it though.
Well, Parker's 4, Rossi's 13.
Yeah, but Parker's dumb.
But Parker has legs that are this long, and
That's
Blue
true.
has legs that are this long.
That's true. That is true. And I know we're giving a lot of like explanations of like pictures and shit. So what our plan is to do is Shannon here just graduated bachelor's
Of science.
for the
and
coding.
software development. It's a bachelor's in science.
Okay, my bad. I didn't realize it was science related.
So it's the company I work for paid for certain degrees, and I took advantage of that, not knowing I was going to leave, but I finished that in October.
So basically, she's a hacker.
Yeah.
She writes codes now.
No.
So what we're gonna do is probably create a website. We'll put these on there,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll link some pictures so you can kind of understand what we're talking about when we say dumb Parker and little Rossi.
Parker's not dumb. He's just a beagle.
He eats his own shit though.
So does Rossi.
He's old.
That's not an
But either way.
excuse.
So I think that's probably something we should do. Create a website. We'll post these videos or this audio up. We haven't decided yet. We're recording video and we're recording audio.
Because we don't know what we're doing, and
And we're drinking whiskey.
We're winging
so
it.
We're
We're
drinking
winging
whiskey, so we press record on everything, and
See where the conversation leads us.
here we are. She said, let's talk about our journey. And we started halfway in it, so there's a lot more to talk about.
Well, I just meant this journey that brought us back to this point in our lives. Well, one of the things Chuck said was, we're not getting any fucking younger, so I thought that was
What did I say that for?
so that we could go live our lives.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even remember saying that?
Well, you're the one that said, who's stopping us? And
I said,
that's all I
"Who's
needed to
stopping
hear.
us?" Yeah, and he was like, "Let's go tomorrow. There's so many things to do."
I said, I'll call Eric right now. And I did.
and you did, and
Here we are.
here we are.
We were telling my cousins and family and all that stuff, like, yeah, we're probably looking,
We were thinking early 2023.
maybe end of the year at the soonest, but, might be January, February. And we moved in October 2022.
Yeah, well, we were thinking, save up as much money as we can, pay off the small things that we can, so that whatever we sell from the house, then we just have the money.
Yeah.
But things changed, and part of it was COVID, right? So I started working from home in March of 2020, and I worked at home the whole time. And then they wanted us to go back to the office one day a week, which was fine. I didn't really care, but there were just some days that you're like, I don't understand why I'm here. What difference does it make to me if I could do my job from home? Whatever. I didn't mind seeing people. It was okay for the most part, but then I had a bad day at the office, and I just felt like I always felt like I didn't belong, but something happened and it really made me feel like I didn't belong. And then I went outside and I called him and I said, "What is stopping us?" And then one of my employees made some comments that I just were highly offensive, and I just needed to move on from that. And managing people is not right for everyone, and I'm one of those people that it's not right for. I did it for 7 years, and I know better. I know better now. I'm not cut out for it.
She is, but there's, if you're not experienced, you're not going to know how to deal with or handle a situation like that.
Well,
and that's a tough one.
I handled it very well.
Oh, yeah. But it was after the fact.
After the fact.
Off the clock, you're like...
I can't get over it.
Right.
I can't get over it.
Right. And that's, what can you do?
Quit.
And here we are.
And here I am, semi-retired.
Again, here we are.
Living peacefully, for the most part.
Yeah. That's very peaceful.
Oh, yeah, no, it's very peaceful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's so peaceful that I'm just, sleeping.
Yeah.
Finally sleeping.
Yeah.
Enjoying life, having whiskey on a Tuesday afternoon.
And it was different. So I've been off work for 3 months now, 4 months.
Since the end of September.
And she did, like she said, like 2 weeks ago, she was
the 20th, so 11
was her last
days.
day.
Yeah.
So she's always had her day filled, and not mine is just, I have ADHD, so I have 3 monitors sitting here, and I have 3 different things going on, plus I'm on my phone, I got music on my headset. I'm good. Like, I am not bored. But every day since she's been off work, it's the same question.
What are we doing today?
What are we doing today? I'm bored. You want to watch something? This. Now I'm in vacation mode.
But you have been for too long.
And that's not an excuse.
It is.
Now you're part of it. So do nothing too.
Did nothing last week. This week was supposed to be our week back into.
And we started.
I guess.
What do you mean you guessed?
I guess we started.
I didn't stream today. That's the only difference.
I know. I'm just saying, you're like, relax. Well, I can't relax.
Yeah, you can.
I can't.
There's something over there in the bar that'll relax the shit out of you.
I have some in my glass.
Next to that.
I know. That's a story for another day.
Yeah. So yeah, what else do you want to say?
I don't know. I think that's it for now on this most recent epic adventure we've started.
So we're gonna do a Quentin Tarantino type thing and start with where we're at now, and then start telling stories about where we were. Quentin's a cool guy. Why not?
Sure.
Why not?
Why not? I don't know if anyone cares.
That's let me say this. We'll end it with this. There's so much shit that you've come to me about in the past, right? You share all this stuff with me, like, I don't understand this. I read this. How did this? Blah, blah, blah. What did I tell you to do?
Google it.
No.
You told me to write a blog.
Write a blog. Write it down.
Yep.
Here we are. Writing it down.
All right. Well, I don't remember all the things I've asked you over the last 20 years to talk about.
We'll get to it. I remember everything.
Oh, yeah.
Ish.
Sure.
We got plenty of time for this crap, so. If anybody's listening, thank you. If nobody's listening, whatever. It's here.
And if this is on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, but don't be a dick.
That's our one rule.
Don't be a dick.
Why?
Because it doesn't cost you anything to be kind.
Why you gotta be a dick? I'm not looking for keyboard warriors. This is our opinion.
Because we'll ban your ass if you have something stupid to say.
This is our journey. This is our lives. Doesn't affect you.
And if you don't like it, just don't listen.
Yeah. Click next.
It's really easy to move on from our channel.
Go next.
Die go next.
Die go next.
As in the words of Hexy.
Yeah, not
in
real life.
DVD, die go
Not
next.
In gaming terms. Don't Don't
yeah,
die.
in gaming terms,
Don't die. Just go next.
just go next.
Leave us alone.
Bye.
You don't like it? Leave us alone.
There's the door. The door's that way.
Just confuse the shit out of everybody. All right. Well, that's chapter 10 of this 40-part series.
It's volume 1, but the end. No, not the end. The beginning of the next adventure. The end of the old.
So we'll call it Where It All Be Ends.
Where it all begins.
Where It All Be Ends. Perfect. So, yeah, wherever you hear this from, cool.
Cool.
Keep an ear out for the next one, or an eye out if we decide to put a video. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.